Saint Francis of Assisi said, "Start by doing what's necessary, then what's possible, and suddenly you're doing the impossible." Hi there, this is Gaurav Gupta, your life and business success strategist. Welcome back to the Daily Snippets. Post video 77, we took a kind of a pause. This was due to some unavoidable circumstances. But I'm back now with you, and soon we'll be starting 2 more weekly series, so stay tuned. Today's video is a very important video. It gives you the principles used by some of the Mavericks to transcend their lives from ordinary to extraordinary. So do watch this video till the end. And if you have not subscribed to my channel so far, do subscribe and do share this video with your networks. Anita and Gordon had a bread and breakfast business that was doing just fine. 2 years into the business, Gordon told Anita that he plans to go on a solo horse riding trip for 2 years from Argentina to New York, and to fund this trip, he will have to wind up the only business they have. And while he's away, Anita will have to figure out how to earn a livelihood and also take care of the children. An ordinary person's reaction would have been, "What the heck? How am I supposed to manage this all while you are away?" But Anita was not an ordinary woman. Anita not only encouraged Gordon to pursue his dreams, she also tried to see how she can negotiate and navigate through these challenges. Anita had no business education. She was only trained to be a teacher. She had no business experience. Her only experience was working with the UN for a few years. She had no funds to set up a venture, and when she approached the banks, they turned her down. But Anita did not get overwhelmed by all these challenges and went ahead to do what was necessary. The first thing on Anita's mind was survival. Her plan was to set up a small cosmetic shop that she will run only for 2 years, and once Gordon was back, they would immigrate to Australia and set up a pineapple plantation. The 4 C's of achievement, namely courage, commitment, creativity, and connect, made the survival possible. Courage. The only suitable and affordable location that Anita could find for setting up her cosmetic shop was a small shop that was sandwiched between 2 shops of undertakers. The undertakers obviously were not happy with her business being set up there, so they constantly threatened her. Anita did not let this dampen her spirit. She garnered support from friends, community, and ultimately silenced the undertakers. Commitment. The next challenge was to find the funds to run the venture. Bankers, however, turned her down because they were not able to understand her business model. But Anita did not let this stop her. Meetings after meetings after meetings, she ultimately convinced the bankers to lend her £4,000. Anita calculated that in order to repay this debt, she has to make a sales revenue of £300 every single week. And she was so committed to her dream that every week, where the week would close at say £150 or £200, she would just pick up all her bottles of cosmetics, put them in gift bags, and go ahead and knock on doors and do door-to-door selling to make the £300 per week possible. Creativity. The next challenge was to have sufficient number of products and enough number of customers to make the venture profitable. The challenge, however, was Anita had only 20 products to start with, and her shop being new, not many customers were attracted towards her products. So what did Anita do? Out of the box thinking really helped her. Anita went ahead and created 5 different sizes of all the 20 products, which ultimately gave a perception of 100 different products in the shop. In order to attract customers, amongst other things, one of the things which she did was she parked her car a little away from her shop, and while coming to the shop, she would drop some amount of strawberry essence of strawberry oil on the road so that people could later follow the fragrance and reach her shop. Connect. The next challenge for Anita was to expand her reach, and here her networking skills came to her aid. Anita was a natural networker. She had compassion, empathy, and she always wanted to make a positive impact on other people's lives. As a result of this, her network grew more and more. Her friends, families, and customers went ahead, and through word of mouth, they spread the positive word about her business, and soon more and more customers and more people wanted to associate and partner with Anita. The next thing for Anita was not only to continue expanding her business and keep her teams engaged, but also to help and empower other women and entrepreneurs through her work. This she achieved with the next 4 C's, namely communication, camaraderie, continuous learning and engagement, and carnival feeling. Communication. Anita was a natural communicator. During her travels with the UN, she was fortunate to spend a lot of time with local communities in Indian and Polynesian islands. It was there that she picked up the use of natural products in various rituals and for beautification and treatment of body. This formed the basis of each and every of her product. Whenever she was selling her products or explaining about the products to the potential franchisees, she would tell stories about why she chose a particular product, what was the origin, what was the story behind it. And this natural style of communication impressed and inspired others to keep on associating with her. Camaraderie. Inspired by Anita's achievement and all the stories, her friends started asking her how they can associate with her and partner with her. That's where the idea of franchisee clicked. Anita would sell gallons of the cosmetics to her friends, which they would put in bottles and sell on their own. When Gordon returned back, they focused on developing the franchisee model, and they continued to expand from one store to hundreds of stores in just a few years. Continuous engagement and learning. With rapid growth came in the challenge of hiring and retaining the best of talent. Here again, Anita's focus was very clear. She hired people who would embody the values of her brand and at the same time provided them a great place to work. Facilities like crèche, facilities like continuous learning and a budget for learning and development and growth, facilities like community projects and team bonding was continuous focus for Anita and her brand. Carnival feeling. For Anita, fun was everything. Anita's philosophy was, if you do not have fun doing what you do, you're not 100% engaged. As a result, she focused on creating a lot of fun-filled environment, not only for employees, but also for franchisee partners. Her franchisee meets were very different from traditional boring business meets. They were in fact just like a carnival. And as a result of this, she was able to have 100% engagement, not only from employees, but also from franchisee partners. The next thing for Anita was to continue to focus on improving the lives of people at large and to create a better planet. Here again, the 4 C's of conviction, community, compassion, and conservation helped her create a legacy. Conviction. Anita always stood for what is right. In one of her interviews, Anita shared that despite resistance from all the stakeholders, Anita decided to shift one of her soap making factories from Turkey to Glasgow just because the conditions there were inhuman, and at Glasgow she created a facility which had world-class amenities for all her employees because her focus was doing what is right. Community. Anita always kept meaning and purpose over profits. 25% of her firm's profits were always plowed back into community projects, and she stood for human rights throughout her life. Compassion. It was due to Anita's continuous efforts and advocacy that laws were passed to stop and ban animal testing of cosmetic products. Conservation. Anita always kept planet over profits, and as a result, refill, recycle, reuse became the guiding philosophy of her brand. So much so that they invested in backward integration, and they also had windmills in some of the offices so that they could contribute energy to the national grid. Following the 12 C's of courage, commitment, creativity, connect, communication, camaraderie, continuous engagement and learning, carnival feeling, conviction, community, compassion, and conservation, Anita Roddick not only created a powerful brand but also reaped a destiny and impacted thousands of people across the planet. I'm sure you would have guessed by now, this brand was Body Shop. Body Shop grew from just one store in 1976 to over 2,000 stores by 2004, having 600 products serving 77 million customers across the globe. Body Shop became one of the top 30 brands in the world, so much so that every 48 hours, one Body Shop store would open somewhere in the world, and it became one of the most trusted brand in UK. Anita Roddick's success in making Body Shop a global mega brand reminds us, especially in these times, that entrepreneurship is all about finding your passion and then focusing on survival, and then flowing with your passion to wherever it takes you. Remember what Saint Francis of Assisi said: start by doing what's necessary, then what's possible, and suddenly you're doing the impossible. Here is Anita Roddick's advice to all of us in living an extraordinary life and creating extraordinary business results. Number 1, do not think big, think small, but think differently and brilliantly. Number 2, network like mad. Networking is the backbone of every business. Number 3, thank people consistently and ask for feedback and act on that feedback to improve your products, services, and your life. Number 4, tell stories. That's what marketing is all about. Number 5, gather a lot of knowledge, read a lot of different things. Number 6, be very authentic. Repetition is everything. And number 7, never have any regrets. If you follow Anita's advice, you too can create extraordinary results in your lives. If you like this video, do share it with your friends, families, and networks. And I'll see you soon in my next video. Till then, stay blessed, keep rocking, and jump in the direction of your passion with full conviction. Thank you.